setting up the live broadcast. I should be with you all shortly. Please bear with. Thank you very much. I get mixed up with Wesley. How are you?
I messaged Wesley. I messaged Wesley and told him
Is he coming today?
I don't know. He's opened the message.
Yeah. Looks like Piers Corbyn is here as well.
Oh, gave you the wrong link. It's in the pile.
We're currently broadcasting live and direct outside number 10 Downing Street in central London. So as we see behind me, a group of protesters who are gathering today to protest against digital IDs, which Keir Starmer's Labour wants to implement within the next few months if it does get voted through Parliament. So it has to go through Parliament beforehand. But this protest is standing against digital IDs. And as we see behind me, Piers Corbyn has actually turned up, and we got Bongo Nick here as well on camera. But yeah, welcome on to the live broadcast. My name is Louis Errington. I'm an independent journalist and I cover a broad variety of diverse protests across central London of all sorts. So if you're new to the channel, welcome, and be sure to hit the bell notification button so you stay notified whenever I go live or upload a new video. We're live and direct on the scene in Westminster, in Whitehall, outside number 10, Downing Street. And behind me, a group of a couple dozen protesters who are gathering at the moment, but numbers could exceed that and could go potentially into the hundreds. If not, we never know, it could be thousands of people, but the protest is due to be gathering from 6 p.m. onwards, so it should be interesting to see how many people actually turn up on a Monday evening. However, this is not the only protest against digital IDs. We believe there's going to be a few this month across the country. There's 2 in London, so the second one in London will be taking place at Marble Arch at 1 p.m. on Saturday, the 18th of October, in just over a week's time. So that one should be quite bigger because it's on a weekend. However, there are a lot of people still arriving at the moment, but welcome onto the channel, and I hope you enjoy this live broadcast. Be sure to share this stream with your friends and family. Once again, my name is Louis Errington. I'm an independent journalist, and if you're new to the channel, welcome, and I hope you enjoy today's live broadcast. We're live and direct in Whitehall. Hi, how are you? Piers, how are you? Very good to see you. How's it been? Are you okay? Yeah, so
Do you want to hold this up?
I'm just gonna quick 2 seconds.
All right.
So yeah, in terms of today's protest, so yeah, I'll just set the camera here. Here's good. Do this. Wonderful. So Piers, why are you protesting against digital IDs today?
Well, DigiID, if it comes in, will be the end of our freedoms. When it's connected with digital money, they can take away money from your bank account if you do something wrong. So it'll be, a social credit system, but if you break your carbon footprint or something, you could be prevented from travelling. Or if you eat too much meat, because they want meat rationing to make us eat cockroaches, I don't know, you could have your money cut off. So it's the end of freedom. And it will track everything. And one of the main dangers is all the councils are now implementing the infrastructure for this. Hammersmith are bringing in facial recognition cameras. We're going to go there on Friday, 12 noon, in King Street. Hammersmith Council obviously is protesting about that.
And we know that we look to other countries such as China, and initially, many years ago, they introduced a digital ID scheme, which then led to a social credit system. Are you concerned that that could be a possibility if we have the digital ID fully implemented in the UK?
Yes, it's basically the same thing. I was in China a couple of years ago and was told about this. They were talking to me as if it's a good idea. I thought, wow, this is crazy, you know. No, we're totally against that. I mean, you know, people say this is un-British. Well, it could be, but it's unhuman. All of these type of controls are wrong. So we say, stop DigiID, and it's Starmer's poll tax. And I think the big danger is they'll try and smuggle it in on the back of DigiID with rights. They say you've got rights, Digi rights. Well, that sounds nice, but they'll then take away the rights, and we are finished. So we're against DigiID, period. It's like saying, oh, there's a nice prison here, and you'll have rights in it. No, no, no. We don't want the prison, full stop.
So do you see this issue affecting a wider section of society, if not the majority of the population, regardless of their political view?
I do, yeah. Because it's also connected with the right to protest. If you're being monitored everywhere and then they declare it's illegal to do a re-protest, they'll have your name, they'll have facial recognition, they know where you've been, and they will, do something to you for that. So it's against all freedoms of everybody, whatever your political views. You could have different views and be demonstrating the second time, and there you are. You're in trouble.
And let's say Keir Starmer, because we are getting a lot of people watching our live broadcast right now. Let's say Keir Starmer, our Prime Minister, is hypothetically watching my live broadcast right now. What's your message to him?
Starmer, this is your poll tax. You should leave now before you're forced out.
Piers, very good to talk to you today, and thank you very much for that. Cheers. Yeah, thank you.
And I'll leave that. Oh, yeah, on the leaflet. Beautiful cartoon on the leaflet.
Thank you.
Well, I have one.
I have many online PDF.
We're in London this is the Downing Street there.
Hi Emma, how are you? You okay, very good to see you. How's it been? Yeah, very good, thank you. Yeah.
Out of it yesterday.
Same. Yeah. Busy weekend we had as well with the protests. Also Thursday. Yeah, it was crazy. Yeah. I believe so, I'm not too sure. But I think they're still waiting for more people to arrive. Yeah.
Look at me. That's good. Look at me.
We went back there and we think it's glad that it happened. It was difficult to get through the time.
In my honest opinion right now, I'd never do that.
Yes. So I'd be
And I
talking.
never thought I would say that ever.
Well, I'd be talking about this for a while. So we will not comply. Never be thankful.
Thank you, mate. Got the camera here. Yeah. Sorry? Yeah. Put the time there. Still quite early. Early days. Sorry? Really? Yeah, I came in around the same time. Because when I came earlier, I went to say hi to some people. And then I came afterwards, and then I just went to the toilet. So I came early. Nice and early. Yeah, I know. Might go say hi in a second.
All in all, it's 3 people. Yeah, you've got people.
Hiya. How are you? You okay? Good to see you. Yeah, good, thank you. How are you? You okay? Good to see you. Hi, Nick. Hiya. How are you? Okay, good to see you. How's it been? Yeah, good, thank you. Nick, hi, how are you? Good to see you. Sorry. Good to see you. So, in terms of digital IDs, move away from that. Oh, the music. Yeah.
Just to watch.
So yeah, in terms of
Have you heard the news? We're taking our country back.
yeah, so maybe face this way, away from the music. That's easier. Okay, perfect. Okay, so we got the leader of UKIP here, Nick Tanconi. We're currently live and direct on the streets of London. Nick, in terms of the digital ID scheme, I know I've asked you the question before, but just to remind my viewers, why do you stand against digital IDs and think it's a dangerous thing for the UK?
So as a blue-blooded Conservative, in 2020 I was told which way I could and couldn't walk. I was told to stand 2 meters back from my fellow citizen. I was told when I could and couldn't go to work. That period split families, marriages apart. It was one of the first big fracturing and divisions created by the state-sponsored by the establishment. So every single blue-blooded Conservative, by definition of calling yourself that, you have to know what your political ideology is. Every single blue-blooded Conservative, small c Conservative, needs to stand up from that moment, whether it's 5 years from then, 6 years, next year, the year after. The line was drawn, and it was drawn by state-sponsored catastrophe, whatever you want to call it. How many people killed themselves? They crushed the will of 5 million self-employed. I was one of them. They closed the gyms, but they kept the fast food takeaways open. So I stand here today against digital ID as leader of a party. That's very true. But I'm not surprised why I'm here. I'm not surprised that this campaign is happening. I'm not surprised that there's going to be pressure and movement and lobbying and the X accounts and the Facebook accounts and people subscribing and giving these accounts money, etc. Hey, look, pressure works, but you have to put me in that building over there and down there to reverse the damage and the decline that hasn't been going on for 5 years. It's been going on for 20, 30 plus years and longer. So any blue-blooded Conservative is going to stand against digital ID because I've got a national insurance number, I've got a passport, I've got a driving license, I've got a unique tax reference, a UTR for the revenue. I've got about 50 different types of identification. And why is my accountant emailing me telling me that I've got to verify my ID with the revenue? The revenue know who I am, the police know who I am, and the intelligence services know who I am. So all levity aside, we stand against tyranny. We know what it looks like, we know what it sounds like. It was abolished, the ID card scheme was abolished in 1952 for very good reason. Anything that looks and smells like socialism and or communism, blue-blooded Conservatives need to stand up to. But all of this effort, money, energy, resource, everything I always say to you and the good people that interview me, this must form behind a political party. No mercy, no diplomacy, no surrender. We return a majority in a general election, then we take our country back, then we deal with the traitors.
And in terms of the scheme itself, we look to countries like China. Do you have a concern that if digital IDs are implemented in the UK, that it could go down that route, similar to what they have in China, a social credit system where if you embarrass the government, if you speak against the government, from whoever you are, they could restrict your travel, your bank account, you might not be able to buy certain things?
access public sector, taxpayer, cash-funded, yours and my money-funded services, like, I don't know, the NHS. Do you remember back in lockdown on Question Time when that psycho, she said that anyone who not voted against lockdown, but protest against lockdown should be refused service on the NHS? Do you remember? I believe it was a woman that did that. Listen, this digital ID scam, this idea, this socialistic dystopian nightmare is nothing new. Now, what you have to understand is when we talk about the corrupt, liberal, traitorous establishment, track and trace under Sunak, 21 billion that cost. Where's it gone? What track and trace program? When they do introduce the social credit scoring system, big tech profits, big business profiteers. It's not the little guy, it's not the startup, it's not the SME, the small medium enterprise, it's not you and I, it's not patriots. The government genuinely is selling us out. Small boats, the illegal invasion, backhanders with governments, Middle Eastern governments, the traffickers. The traffickers have worked out probably about 500 mil gross profit, potentially. What, the governments in 8 years don't want a piece of that? That's not 500 mil over 50 years, over 8 years. They want a piece, right? So when they introduce a social credit scoring system, as you're saying, let's just suggest that they do that. Someone's going to earn out of that, right? Yeah, it's not going to be you and I, but I can tell you now we're going to be paying for it whilst they get backhanders. None of this social credit scoring system, track and trace, state surveillance, George Orwellian 1984 madness was voted for. No one consented to it, and that's the tip of the spear in terms of what we didn't consent to. No mercy, no diplomacy, no surrender. We're taking our country back, we're going to deliver justice to Britain, and part of that justice is we're going to deal with the traitors that have sold this country from underneath our feet.
Nick, thank you very much for your time on camera. Very good to talk to you. Thank you very much. Cheers. Thank you. So that's Nick Tanconi, the UKIP leader, and also the COO of Turning Point UK. Hiya, how are you? Good to see you. Good to see you. Yeah, good, thank you. Yeah. Very much a busy day today. Yeah, thank you. Yeah. Yeah, been everywhere, all over the place. Yeah, and I'm also collaborating as well with Mike. Okay, so that was the UKIP leader and the COO of Turning Point UK, Nick Tanconi, who was going into a lot of detail about, from his perspective, the dangers of digital IDs and how it could possibly affect wider members of society, especially in the UK, and a lot of the British public, who it seems a lot of people are against it, of course. But there's a lot of people here at the moment. We are live and direct in Whitehall, just outside number 10 Downing Street in central London. So welcome to the channel. My name is Louis Errington. I'm an independent journalist, and be sure to subscribe and hit the bell notification button so you stay notified whenever I go live or upload a new video. Thank you for tuning in. There's a big crowd gathering at the moment. We have just spotted a notable individual. His name is Brendan Kavanagh. He is a well-known pianist, and he's just turned up to this protest. He's well known for playing the piano at King's Cross train station in London, but we're going to try talk to him and see what he thinks about what's going on at the moment. But he's just in front of me over there having a conversation with Nick Tanconi. It's Brendan Kavanagh, so if any of the mods who are in the live chat at the moment, please put Brendan Kavanagh's YouTube channel link down below. That'll be much appreciated. Thank you very much. Brendan Kavanagh here. Brendan Kavanagh.
God-fearing or not, everyone knows 5 years ago something spiritual happened to us. That can't really be described. We felt it.
Hiya, how are you? How are you? Okay, good to see you. How are you? Good to see you. Yeah. Hiya, Wilsey. How are you? Good to see you. How's the fish? You okay? Yeah. Sorry?
Indescribable.
Really, with the footage?
No, not at all. Not on stream.
Fill me in later.
Sorry?
Not on stream.
What's this?
Stuff live.
What, with you?
Mind blowing. It's the most interesting week.
Seriously? Has anyone tried to
How much is this?
go after you? Or...
Seeing that. Oh, it's not, mate. Alright.
Don't worry, it's failed.
Really? Okay. Off stream you can tell me about it. Tell me
Yep.
all the news and stories. But you know, Brendan Kavanagh is here. Do you know the pianist?
We will stop digital ID. We will stop digital ID. We will stop.
Yeah, Brendan Kavanagh.
Come on, guys, I want to stop digital ID. We will stop digital ID.
Yeah, he's the one. He's
Stop digital ID. We will stop.
against the Chinese Communist Party.
We will stop digital ID. We will stop.
Yeah, my dad.
Doesn't sound like you're convinced, man. Say no.
Good to see you.
Yes. Can I remind everyone, if anyone wants a sign, we do need it back at the end. There are signs there for the taking. Megaphones you can keep. So if anyone wants a megaphone, we've got a box full of them. Please take them so we don't have to carry them on the train. We've got megaphones for you to take. We've got signs for you to borrow. Please grab them and make your voices heard. We'll be starting in a moment.
I'm going to try to talk to Brendan Kavanagh. Yeah, sure.
Rishmik say no digital ID.
Sorry?
No digital ID. Rishmik say.
Thank you.
Hey!
Hiya. How are you doing? Good to see you.
Yeah,
How's
good,
it been?
mate, good,
You
I'm
okay?
good. Yeah, not
Oh
bad.
wow, you got a heavy backpack on there.
Yeah, why not?
Almost seems like mine seems light compared to yours.
You got a top?
No, it
sure?
might break my back.
How you doing, mate? You alright? Yeah, good. It's nice to see the left and the right together with an agreement, don't you think?
Yeah, especially this issue.
Yeah. Definitely.
Do you want the drums today?
Sorry?
Drums
Yeah.
today, drums today.
Your pain rate.
Keep me out of trouble.
Yeah.
Do you recognise him? Tell me if you recognise him. I want to hear 2 names in the chat. I want to know who that person is. I'm getting the chat to ID you. I also want to know who this person is. See if you can tell me in the chat. Cross, come back please guys, thank you.
Do not comply!
Do not comply! Do not comply! Do not comply! Do not comply! Do not comply! Do not comply! Do not comply! Do not comply!
Thank you.
Say no to digital ID! you! We see you for what you are! 80% of the population didn't vote for you! We see you! We are watching you! Time for the speeches! Speeches!
And to what's happened a few days ago, where they will now, if you protest more than once in the same area, they will come after you and tell you can no longer protest there. And if you ignore that advice, they will arrest you. Is this a democratic country? Is this a free society? No!
Brendan, how are you? My name's Louis. Very good to meet you. How do you do? Just a quick minute or two. Would you mind telling? So I'll just set this up quickly. Should take a second. Just set the tripod. Lovely. So
that was Nick Tenconi, by the way. Good Catholic guy. We've got a lot in common. We both go to the traditional Latin Mass, so he's kind of like a Catholic buddy.
yeah. So in terms of today's protest, why are you standing in protest against digital IDs, and why do you think it's important that people should come down here today to protest against the potential enforcement of this scheme that could be implemented in the next few months?
The people don't see where this is going, okay? That's the big deal, that when people talk about digital ID, people think it might be a good idea, but they don't see the end goal. And the end goal is to put us in a biometrical digital prison. It's to link it with central bank digital currencies coming down the line. So you will have your digital ID, you will have your CBCDs, and you'll basically be able to be controlled via your money. So this is the first step to a digital control system. That's why we should protest, because people don't see where it's going.
And we know that countries like China have a social credit system, social credit score linked to their digital ID. Do you have a concern that if it's implemented in this country, it could go down that route in the near future?
Yeah, I mean, China is the preferred model. The elites love China because the government of China, the dictatorship of China, have complete control over their people. There is facial recognition, all sorts of digital things that people are enslaved by, and that's how the government wants to treat us. Because there's so many of us, it's by the digital system that we're going to be kept in the prison. So that's why it's important to stop it before it gets going. We don't want to become China. I've already had experience of the Chinese Communist Party, and you can see the communism coming in here, right? Okay, I don't want to live in China. You don't want to live in China. We don't want to be controlled. We want to be free. And the first step towards a digital prison is the digital ID. We've got to stop it, because if we don't stop this, it's simply a matter of time before we are controlled digitally, biometrically, in ways that we could never even conceive.
Brendan, thank you very much for your time on camera. Very good to meet you. Thank you.
They arrest the other organiser, they arrest Glenn Tapper. After that, they arrest Cameron and countless other people who were the organisers, they kept nicking them. But the thing is, they don't even need to charge people when they arrest them. What they do is, they arrest them for something like inciting racial hatred. And without charging them, they release them without charge under suspicion of committing the act. And when they put them on bail conditions, they prohibit them from attending or organising any demonstrations. So let me get this straight. In a so-called free society, we are being arrested, released without charge, and banned from organising or attending any demonstrations. Is this what freedom looks like? It's not. And so we are going to continue to fight this. Today was a start. I'm shocked there are 200 people here on a Monday evening standing with us against digital IDs. A lot of you may be disheartened with the numbers, but I tell you what, this is only the beginning. In February, we need a little bit longer to actually organise a proper campaign. In February, we are coming back and we are reclaiming our country from the tyrannical oligarchs. Now, before I give a proper speech, because no, you're not done with me yet, I'm going to give the stage to, is Sophie here? Sophie? Perfect. So I'm going to give the stage to Sophie Corcoran. She's worked with some fantastic people. She's a writer and political commentator. Can everyone give her a round of applause, please? Thank you.
Before I begin, I thought I'd just show you my perfect book that I pulled out of my bookcase this morning. Very relevant, guys, very relevant.
Hold up to your mouth properly.
So, guys, it's really good to see you. I'm not really actually a person that comes and speaks at any protest, to be honest. I think this is probably the first one I've ever spoken at. But James asked and I said yes, so I suppose here we go. Apologies if I suck. But the thing I was thinking, when you hear of a country where they arrest people for straying from the government's narrative, that censors speech online, that they use the courts to silence people, that it controls what people eat and what they drink, and uses digital surveillance, most of you, rightly so probably, would think that I'm speaking about North Korea. But I'm not. I'm speaking about the UK, right here, right now. We're seeing people be arrested for causing anxiety. A mother was sentenced to 31 months in prison for a tweet that she deleted. A woman with cancer had police turn up at her house and demand that she apologise to someone for offending them, or she'll be facing arrest. And a man was arrested in the dead of the night for daring to tweet the meme that said, "Fuck Hamas." This isn't China. It isn't Iran. No, it's Britain. We were told that the Online Safety Act would protect children from pornography and violence. Instead, it's been used to censor protests, censor political speech online, and even censor some messages from our elected members of parliament. We've seen Section 14 orders be used at protests like in Epping. I know many of you have probably interacted with that at some point. And we've seen people arrested for silently praying in their heads. And now, in Nando's, if you ever go to Nando's, if you like Nando's, there is a sign that says you are only allowed to drink 1 glass of Coca-Cola due to new government laws. So, in essence, the government now polices everything. It polices what you think, what you say, and even what you drink. And yet, the most dangerous intrusion of all, the one thing that ties all of those things together, and the one reason why, of course, we are all here, is because of digital ID. But we're told it's to crack down on illegal working. That's nonsense. We have national insurance numbers that do that already. The issue isn't the system, it's political will and a lack of enforcement. If the government truly cared about cracking down on illegal working, they would go after the likes of Uber Eats and Deliveroo, who openly hire illegal workers, instead of forcing law-abiding citizens who have done nothing wrong into a grid of digital surveillance. They say it's about convenience and efficiency. But convenience must never come at the cost of our liberty. Ever. And I will say that one more time. Convenience must never come at the cost of liberty. And this is exactly what is going to happen here. A digital ID isn't just a passport on your phone. It's a gateway to constant monitoring, tracking where you go, what you buy, what you read, and what you think. but we already know the government polices that quite harshly. We've seen this happen elsewhere. In China, it's tied to a social credit system. In the EU, it's being linked to bank accounts and digital wallets. Once that infrastructure exists, it never stays voluntary for long. Today, it's about security, it's about efficiency, but tomorrow it will be about compliance and it will be about control. Just think, who remembers the COVID passes? They began as a temporary health measure. But as we know in politics, nothing's ever temporary. And they quickly become conditions of everyday life. And they said to us, it's your choice. It's your choice if you want this, but if you don't do it, we're going to force you out of your job, we're going to ban you from seeing your friends, we're going to ban you from seeing your family, and we're not going to let you go out to places. But don't forget, it's still your choice. They were never our choice. And digital ID, once it's normalised, there's nothing to stop a future government linking them to your tax records, social media, or even your bank account access. And now it's already easier enough to get arrested for what you tweet online. Just imagine when they have the records of our names and our addresses at their disposal so easily. We're all going to end up in the slammer reading 1984. And let's not forget, of course, that our government has an absolutely terrible record on protecting our own data. I mean, this is the government where there was NHS data leaks, lost laptops, and we even gave information to the Taliban. This government has proved time and time again that it just cannot be trusted with our personal information. And yet it wants to now control a centralised digital database for every citizen in Britain. No, we do not trust them with this kind of power. In fact, we should not trust any government with this kind of power, no matter who they claim to be. And we're not alone. Nearly 3 million people have already signed a petition against digital ID. So there may not be many of us here, but there's many, many more of us out there. And you know something is a problem when us of the right wing are agreeing with Jeremy Corbyn. But the government, as expected so far, have ignored everyone, as they usually do because they have no respect for democracy. But as Margaret Thatcher once warned, we must always be aware of the enemy within, which is much more difficult to fight and far more dangerous for our liberty. The greatest threat to our freedom doesn't come from a foreign power, it comes from our own government. From a government that believes that people are to be managed and not served. From politicians who think they have the right to control everything that we do, from how many glasses of Coke we drink at a Nando's. My friends, this isn't about technology, it's about trust and it's about freedom and it's about the kind of country that we want to leave to our children. Because once our identity becomes digital, our freedom is gone forever. So let's all draw a good line under it today. I don't care who the fuck you voted for in the past. I don't care if you're UKIP, I don't care if you're the British Communist, I don't care if you're Labour. Let's work together and say no to digital ID.
They say that digital ID, as Sophie touched on there, they say that digital ID is to stop illegal workers in the UK. Well, there's a very simple solution. Deport!
Stop the boats! Stop the boats! Stop the boats!
It's not difficult. It's something that us conspiracy theorists have been screaming about for years. She also mentioned COVID passes. Well, did you know the Nazis had something called the Gesundheit pass? It's got a health passport. Exactly the same thing. But I'm going to welcome the stage now to someone that you may all know very well, and that is Nick Tinconi, the leader of UKIP. Louder.
Go Nick, UKIP!
I think it's dusk. It's night time. It's a good job I got blessed with good eyes. What a fantastic crowd. Give yourself a round of applause, everyone. You've come out. I might just camp here. I might just live here and move in here because all the speeches are happening from here. So that we know that he's not going to listen. He doesn't care. Did you guys know that Keir Starmer wants to bring in digital ID to stop the boats?
Boo! Bullshit!
We might as well laugh about it, guys. We know what's coming, right? And there's a chance he might be listening as well. My activist team and I have done more to stop the boats in only a matter of days, funded with only a few quid and armed with a set of balls than any establishment party has ever done over the last 2 decades. You know when Starmer's lying, don't you?
All the time!
His lips move.
He lies through his teeth!
Now to the subject of tyranny. I remember around 5.5 years ago, I was told when I could and couldn't go out. I was told when I could and couldn't work. I was told I would have to get a loan, and I was asked to pay interest on that loan to survive. I was told to stand 2 meters away from my fellow citizens, and I was asked to clap at the sky. I observed glorious sunshine and blue skies never before seen in England, fairly consistently for what seemed like endless months, and every single news piece absolutely everywhere was far left propaganda telling me that all white, straight Christian men were bad and were the source of all evil, and that the left, the Islamists and non-whites could behave however they wanted, whenever they wanted, as long as it was in the name of fighting oppression, standing up to racism, objecting to our history, and of course, ladies and gentlemen, their ace in the hole, fighting for minority rights. As a blue-blooded conservative, it is in my nature to not trust the government.
Yeah.
After the lockdown files, not only does my inertia tell me not to trust the government, but also to not believe a word they say.
Yeah.
It has been made so demonstrably clear that the political agenda is far left and totalitarian in orientation. I am on record as saying we have clearly been living under left-wing fascism for so very long in modern Britain. Frankly, it's one of the most depressing political topics I have to engage in. Britain has been under left-wing authoritarian rule for decades. The ugly truth is that the vast majority of social conservative voters still don't understand this. There is only one hope. There is only one way out. The solution is but one. You must become a political activist. You must become a party member. You must stand and win as a candidate in your area, and you must contribute to returning a parliamentary majority in the general election, and put me in place in that building over there. Put me in place as your country's leader, and I swear, patriots, on everything that's holy, I will declare war on the deep state. I will declare war on our corrupt government. I will declare war on far-left extremism, communism, and Islamofascism, as well as beginning mass deportations and remigration of those people who do not belong here.
Stop the boats! Stop the
In the
boats!
spirit of fairness, let us ask ourselves, patriots, what is digital ID for? My first instincts remind me that I have a national insurance number, a passport, a tax code, a unique tax reference, and probably about 50 other forms of identification. NHS number. My instincts tell me that when I was hunting invaders in northern France, these people travelled 2,500 miles, jumping from country to country, and our governments have no issue with this and with spending and offering our taxpayer cash to welcome and support them. I notice also the establishment refuses to deploy the military into the channel to intercept and destroy the boats. Keir Starmer, tell me again that digital ID is designed to stop the boats, you lying scumbag.
Wanker!
Recently, my accountant emailed, and I've got a very good relationship with him, even though he's my accountant. He emailed me telling me I had to confirm my identity to the revenue. Now, for those of you who aren't self-employed, we tend to refer to the Inland Revenue in a derogatory sense, so we call them just the revenue. Self-employed people will know full well these people are basically a mafia and live to ensure you and I comply or are heavily fined. Like many British institutions, the revenue is not only incredibly well financed, but also has endless resource. They are a state asset and are in no way a friend of what built Britain, and describes the rags to riches story perhaps the best. That's the story of the family-run and owned SME. That's the small medium enterprises, guys. The start-up businesses. I believe he said the digital app is called One Login, and it is a gov.co.uk product. Now, I have been told in no uncertain terms that should I not verify my ID through this app, heavy fines will follow and that there is no escape. So let us now turn our heads to what the purpose of digital ID is as described by the government. The government have said the following: the card can be used to identify yourself to law enforcement. What do we think of that?
Boo!
The government have said the following: the card can be used to identify yourself to law enforcement. Do you mean like a driving license? Do you mean like facial recognition? The government have said the card gives you easier access to public services. What, you mean like becoming Muslim?
Fuck Sharia law!
The card, it gets better, guys. The card helps protect people against identity fraud. The government cares about us. The government cares about our bank balances. Do you know how much they care about our bank balances and our hard work and our blood, sweat and tears? They tax us into oblivion. Now, I just heard from a gentleman who I've never met that apparently this has all been demoed. Test case beta testing, Vietnam, I believe he said the 1st of September. 86 million bank accounts were frozen for those who didn't comply. Now, I can't verify the individual. He gave me his time. I spoke to him. You all know I'm at street level. You're welcome, sir. But we very quickly got onto the fact that this is biblical. Any Christians here? In terms of background, guys, national ID, for those of you who don't know, was finally abolished in 1952. Progressivism, modernity, we're going backwards. It was abolished in 1952. You guessed it, it was abolished because populist governments decided it was being viewed as authoritarian and used to crush civil liberties. Guess which politician and which party reintroduced the scheme? Tony Blair and his new Labour, ladies and gentlemen. And obviously, for good measure, it is the Tony Blair Institute which has been pushing the idea of digital ID for years as well. Oh, really? So, we know about good politicians and bad politicians over the years, guys. We know about good decisions and bad decisions. There have been some very few good decisions. But in closing, we all know why we're here. Patriots. The petition was made and it got 100 trillion billion signatures. What's Keir Starmer going to do with that? He's going to wipe his ass with it, is what he's going to do. They're laughing at us. Petitions work, pressure works, lobbying works, think tanks work. Here's one for you. The Big Brother Watch have issued a statement strongly urging the government to rethink, and as usual, we the voter, the taxpayer, we remain outraged and no change comes about whatsoever. Now, Ronald Reagan said, evil is powerless if the good are unafraid. We need more than Thatcher, mate. We need more than Thatcher. What do we know about the good in Britain, patriots? Is it afraid? Are the silent majority, the masses, are we afraid? Once again, I am commanded to force you, patriots, to face the realities about the battle we are in. You cannot convert liberal mindsets, nor communists, nor Islamo-fascists. You cannot convert narcissistic personality disorder, prideful, hardened hearts. You are wasting your time trying to save them. We are also out of time. We also cannot wait for another establishment stooge to disappoint us and sell us out to the highest bidder. If we want our country back, patriots, we are going to have to take it back.
Yeah.
Because, patriots, you have to fight to keep your freedom. The left always want the government to have more power over our freedoms. The approach of the lefty voter is to do it slowly, over time, accepting that change is indeed slow and often with no shots fired. Indeed, the transfer of power from the people to the government is the incredibly grave matter with which we are now addressing, and why we are here today. And for those of you taking digital ID to the grave, that this is the hill that you die on, this is your campaign, the grave matter that we are discussing is the voluntary offering of our power to the state, unopposed, with no resistance. That's what the message is, and we must confront it. Tell us what you really think, mate. In conclusion, people actually, genuinely, have clapped at the sky, all joking aside. The greatest problem, patriots, we have is the void of courage and, of course, political apathy and indifference on the socially conservative right. Men and women must stand up and fight. The issue we have, and the key ingredient required to fight back against socialist tyranny, is a single unit point of command on the socially conservative right, simply does not exist. For too long, patriots and concerned citizens, it simply hasn't been an option available to the socially conservative voters. They have had no one to vote for. How many times have you heard it? I've got no one to vote for. Or if they are registered to vote and they are going to vote, they turn around and say, who did you vote for? And you say, I voted for the least worst option. I promise you, if that mindset stays, if the coward bending of the knee, indifference, apathy stays, the corrupt liberal elite will continue to have their wicked way with us, without so much as flowers and dinner. This is not the end, patriots. This is just the beginning. What has been trialled again and again is us leaving it to the liberal elites to protect us. How's that worked out, patriots? How's it worked out leaving the men in suits, the liberal elites, the millionaires and the billionaires? How's that worked out protecting our women and children? How's it worked out protecting our borders? It's failed time and time again. All this does, all the outrage, all the hatred, all it does is serve to further flatten the heart rate of patriots' motivation and willingness to defend their land, their church, their freedoms, their women and children, and I'm absolutely sick of it. Pressure through movements, lobbying and protests, all of these work to inspire people, and I fully endorse this approach.
Yeah.
A massive thank you before I close to James, who is so far beyond his years, and activists who are so far beyond their years and who are doing so much more than I was doing at 24, 25, 26, albeit a very different time. Pressure works, and I want to thank good people, you guys, media, influencers, streamers, activists, men like James Harvey. I want to thank you so much, because this message gets sent to our brothers and sisters in the UK who have given up hope, and it reignites hope, and that is what brings the fight and wins the battle. So I fully endorse this approach, but patriots, you know me, this must all be converted into political action and behind a political party. You cannot take your country back, and you will not take it back without your political party returning a majority in the general election, patriots. Even after lockdown, if people still do not know their political ideology, and if they still do not know their faith, I am at a loss 5 years on from that awful period as to what to say. But I do know we are fighting for the soul of this nation. There is nothing left but to fight back, patriots. I am your leader, I am your fighter. I will retrieve your freedoms, and I will punish the traitors who have taken them from you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, Nick. That was awesome speech. Now, before we bring on our next speakers, we've got about 3 or 4 more to go, I believe. I wanted to mention, last week I was invited to a demonstration in Braintree. At this demonstration, Braintree and Colchester. At this demonstration at Braintree and Colchester, the police had issued a Section 14 without any grounds to do so. What this meant was that without any reasonable suspicion, the police were able to dictate the exact location, the exact finish time, the exact start time of the protest. If we didn't listen to this, we would be arrested and would look at prison time. This is not freedom.
Yeah.
Now, for those who have followed Nick for years, you may know that he's also the Chief Operating Officer of Turning Point UK.
Yeah.
Everyone give them a round of applause.
Yeah.
Now, can I bring up David a sec? Now, I'm going to introduce you to our next young speaker, young Bob, who, before he speaks, he wants to introduce something. So everyone give a round of applause for 17-year-old young Bob.
Hello, thank you everyone here today. I think it was deemed appropriate that an organisation that fights for genuine freedom gives a minute for a man who was martyred for it. So could we all give a minute of silence for the one and only Charlie Kirk, who unfortunately had an early passing due to the people that couldn't debate him. Well, on Fighting for Freedom, we have a Prime Minister who is in a bit of a muck right now. He was rhetorically on the right to win over Reform voters, but when he noticed that wasn't going to win, he needed to be seen as the new Labour leader, this sort of Blairite figure. And the best way of doing that is through introducing and developing on a surveillance state. We currently have two failed projects here in the United Kingdom. The failed project of multiculturalism and the failed project of a surveillance state. The same state that prevents me as a 17-year-old from going on Bible Hub because I need ID verification from a third party that stores my data. The same surveillance state that decided to arrest a 17-year-old twice, once for filming a counter-protest and another for a Section 14 of the Public Order Act. A section that controls when you protest, how you protest and where you protest. Now on my second arrest, whilst halfway through my detention, because they knew it was a trumped up public order offence, they decided to arrest me for a second section, Section 19 of the Public Order Act, which is inciting racial and religious hatred, for saying, deport all economic migrants. Now, if that statement reaches persecution, I don't know what screams like communist China. They originally, under the Conservatives, introduced arbitrarily defined laws to control your civil liberties to protest. Then they began to block explicit material under the guise of protecting young people for pornography. And I can say this anecdotally. Under that legislation, I have not been prevented from looking at explicit material. It is a laughable suggestion that legislation would prevent young people from watching pornography, especially when we have individuals driving around on a bang bus going on about how they're going to have sex with just legally turned 18-year-olds. So we have a state which right now is trying to reform itself as a party that will smash the gangs, even then making the left disenfranchised by a policy that was introduced under New Labour. Then we have on the right our Home Secretary under the guise of trying to prevent Palestine Action protests, even though a few years ago she was pictured at the very same demonstrations. She is now going to ban reoccurring protests. Everything is being cornered in by the public. Your right to freedom, your right to protest, the right to say whatever you want, and this is the same government which will lose national insurance numbers, then trying to argue that it can introduce digital ID. I will argue this to you, patriots. Digital ID is an incompetent policy brought in by a man that knows he's losing. But come next general election, who will use that system is up for grabs. So we need to make sure that we vote in for a party that vehemently disagrees with a surveillance state. We need to ensure that young people aren't used as a form of justification for a surveillance state. We need to make sure that our elected politicians aren't the slimy political businessmen that they are. And we need to make sure that we say no to digital ID. And I ensure this, ladies and gentlemen, right now I'm on bail until the 30th for 2 charges. And I make sure that regardless of the outcome of those 2 charges, I'll still be here saying whatever the hell I want. Because I believe in a society you should be able to say, unless it incites a degree of violence, whatever the hell you want. And when we have streets that call for a globalized intifada, they decide to pick a 17-year-old who says a very clear message: deport all economic migrants. I will claim one thing about myself. I'm an activist for freedom of speech, both on the left and on the right. I believe the biggest form of multiculturalism is the multiculturalism of ideas. And the party which triumphs of the party of multiculturalism, instead of educating our young people to teach that very fact, they rather decide to import a bunch of doctors and engineers and then argue that that's our best form of multiculturalism. A society that demonizes our opposition isn't a society of multiculturalism. It's of fascism and of a culture that's trying to import communist China because they're at fear of losing. The only reason why they will decide to introduce digital ID is because they know they're at the back end. They know that freedom costs them the general election, so they try to control us. So, if activist organisations continue, if pressure begins to triumph over 10 Downing Street, if protests are consistent, if there's no compliance with digital ID, I promise you, Keir Starmer's reign will come to a very short end. But I always like to end my discussions with an appreciation. If a 17-year-old has to tell you this, you know you're in a real bad state. So thank you so much, have a great day and God bless you all. Oh, go on, give it another round of applause to young Bob. Does anyone remember what they were doing at 17 years old? Because I can bet it wasn't political activism. So absolutely incredible. We need as many young people standing up as possible. I mean, we've got Nika over there. We've got loads of young people in this crowd tonight. And I can tell you something, young people are awake and they are not taking this digital ID. You know, they are trying at the moment to get digital ID into schools. Even I remember when I was in school, they were trying to get us all fingerprinted to pay for food. Because cash is so inconvenient, right? So yeah, let's just go download these 15 different apps to order something. Disgusting. But I'm going to introduce our next speakers. We've got a few more to go. So Danny Roscoe, coming up. Everyone give him a round of applause.
Thank you, beautiful patrons. Now, I want you to listen closely because what I'm about to say is not a warning about any future. It's about a reality that's unfolding right now, right here in Britain. You see, our government is quietly constructing the most powerful system of control that this country has ever seen. And they call it the digital ID. They're going to dress it up as soft language. It's convenient, it's safety, it's for your security. They're going to tell you it's about stopping fraud or streamlining services and making things easier for you. But if we strip all that away, you're going to see it for what it is, and it's the key to the cage. Digital ID is not just a card on your phone, it's a switch, one that can decide whether you can access your bank, your job, your benefits, your healthcare. It's the power to track you where you go, what you buy, who you meet, and ultimately what you say. And once that switch exists, believe me, it's not going to be a question of if it will be used, it will be when. They want you to believe that this is modernism, that the modernisation is not freedom if it means surrendering your autonomy. Progress is not progress if it places a state between you and every decision in your daily life. And while they build this digital cage, look around you, look at the rest of the picture. Our churches, they're once the moral conscience of this country and they are emptying. Leaders who once spoke truth to power, they now bow before the globalist cartel. And institutions that once defended our liberties, now they auction them off to the highest foreign bidder. And even our faith, we've seen with the Archbishop of Canterbury, is being rewritten. It's being softened, sanitised and made more compliant. And there's one thing that they didn't plan though, and that is us, every one of us here. We are the last bastion. We are the front line. We are the people who still believe Britain is worth fighting for. We are the people who refuse to trade liberty for comfort, for truth for lies, and sovereignty over surveillance. We are not extremists for saying no. We are not radicals for demanding that the government serve the people and not rule them. We are heirs to a legacy that says the power must belong to the people, and the government should be afraid of us, not the other way around. So this is our message to every bureaucrat, every minister, every corporate partner building this cage. We see you. We know what you are doing, and we will not comply. And to every patriot here today, this is our moment. This is the line in the sand. And when they roll these IDs out, when they link them to your money, to your movements, to your medical choices, stand firm, refuse the leash, support those who refuse with you, build networks, build communities, build alternatives. Because once that switch is flipped, the resistance is going to be far harder. We will not be barcoded, we will not be catalogued, we will not live under a system that treats free men and women like livestock. Britain has faced tyrants before, and that's from the outside and from within, and every single time it was ordinary people doing ordinary, extraordinary things and rose up together as one and said, no, enough is enough. Now it's our turn. We're drawing the line in the sand. Digital ID is the front line. This is the battleground, and if we stand united with courage, with clarity, and with conviction, they will not win. God bless you. God bless you all. Thank you, James.
Everyone give it up for Danny Roscoe. Now, I believe it's Brendan Kavanagh in the crowd. So, for anyone who doesn't know who Brendan is quite a well-known pianist. And he was accosted, about a couple of years ago now, he was accosted by the CCP for filming in public in the UK, in Britain. What an absolute joke. But, well, I've seen enough, mate. Thank you, James. But first of all, I am absolutely heartened and delighted by the people here. When I look at protests on YouTube and social media, I see chaos, I see drama, I see Antifa, I see all sorts of craziness, but here I see patriots who are beautifully polite, who are reasonable, who are intelligent, and who just want their country back. Now, to be honest, I actually feel this is not a right-wing or a left-wing issue. I think this is an issue that unites everyone. The right and the left wing, to be honest, is a false dichotomy. The digital ID is for us all. It is a first step in a biometrical prison system designed to go with the central bank digital currencies, which they have all planned out when our economy collapses within the next several years. Once they've got the digital money and the national ID, we will truly be in a biometric digital prison. They want to bring in the Chinese communist system here. I know because I had a fight with the Chinese communists a couple of years ago. They turned up in St. Pancras Station making a propaganda film for Xi Jinping, and I disrupted them. It was a huge worldwide drama between me versus the Chinese Communist Party. I was contacted by MI6, who told me that I should not go to China because my life literally would be in danger for playing the piano. So my name is persona non grata with the Chinese Communist Party. And friends and patriots, that's what they want to bring in here. They want control. They want to control us. They want to micromanage us. They want to tell us what we can say. They want to tell us what we can eat. They want to tell us where we can go. They want to tell us what we can spend our money on. And it all starts with the digital ID. So my friends, my patriots, my fellow Christians, we must say no. No to digital ID. No to digital ID. No to digital ID. No to digital ID. No
times because Keir obviously has a bit of a thick head and he needs to hear it a few times. Keir, baby, if you're over there, please listen to the people. We do not want what your masters are telling you to do. We do not want digital ID. So remember, this is the first step towards the digital tyranny. Joe Sixpack doesn't understand. He thinks it's all to help things be more convenient. It's to help us, identify ourselves as the police. But we know this is a plan. It's Agenda 2030. It is the New World Order. Yes, it is the beast system in embryo. So, my friends and patriots, say no to digital ID. Restore Christianity to this country, and let's take our country back. God bless you all, and remember, no to digital ID. No to digital ID! 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 Keir Starmer, the people have spoken. We've said no to digital ID, and let's make Nick Tanconi our next Prime Minister. God bless Nick. I'm such a fan of his. Join UKIP, and also I want to say thank you to Sydney and James Harvey, who I've been following from a number of years from when I was in Norfolk during the COVID. I'm a big fan of Sydney and James, and also young Bob. It gives me heart to see the younger generation be on the side of right. So God bless you all. Thank you very much, and thank you.
Now, we're almost finished, don't worry, we're almost done.
Big up James Harvey!
Now, I've seen a lot of talk online, and I want to make it very clear. A lot of people are saying, it's mandatory. It's mandatory. That doesn't mean you have to do it. Let me explain how this is going to go. Businesses are going to be required by law to make sure you have a digital ID. If you do not have a digital ID, you will not be able to get a job. It doesn't matter if it's only mandatory. They will put pressure on these businesses. They will fine them if they don't comply. We need any business owner watching at home. We need you on board. We need you to help us, the British public, say no. Today, since the announcement came last week, this is the first of many protests against digital ID. There is one on the 11th of October. There is one on the 18th of October. And we will organise a massive demonstration in sometime in February. Are you going to be there? Yeah! Are you going to bring a friend? Yeah! This, I promise you, is the start of a cultural and political revolution. We are going to successfully take our country back, one step at a time. Now it's going to work a little bit differently on the next demonstration, because there's no use shouting at an empty building at people who are too thick and too big-headed to care. So in February, it'll be on a Saturday, we're going to do an outreach march. We are going to walk through the streets of London, and we are going to hand out flyers. And then we're going to get to a stage where we will amplify the voices of the silenced. After that, we are going to travel around the country, and we are going to take our country back one constituency at a time, one area at a time, We are going to get the British public, the working class, on board to fight digital ID. It's going to be a long and it's going to be a hard battle. But it's a battle that every single one of us needs to take part in. The amount of people I have met today who are attending their first demonstration, or whose first demonstration was on the 13th of September, is absolutely fantastic. Everyone, give yourself a round of applause. Now, I'm going to bring on someone who has been talking about digital IDs 6 years ago, back when it was a conspiracy theory. But oh well, the conspiracy theories were right. Digital ID is coming in. Everyone give a round of applause for Piers Corbyn, brother of Jeremy.
Thank you very much. Well, what do I say? Resist, defy, do not comply. We can do it again later. It's okay. Fantastic to be here. And James, well done, really well done on getting this together. Quick round of applause for James. No, seriously. Seriously. Sorry. I dropped my speech then. Okay. Right, well, Jeremy Corbyn used to be my brother, and now I'm his brother. The main division in the world now is not left or right. These are labels to confuse us. What it's about is democratic accountability versus world tyranny. That is what they want. And DigiID is the end of freedom.
If you don't like it, keep going. Go away, mate. Go away. If you don't like it, keep going. Turn it off. Who are you? Who are you? Who are you? Who are you? Lefty scum off the street. Lefty scum.
While this is happening, and there's no new law of DigiID yet, we have councils bringing in the infrastructure for it. In Hammersmith and Fulham Council, they are installing thousands and thousands of facial recognition cameras now, ready to control you, monitor you, and along with your programmable currency, have you turned off when the DigiID comes in. So we're going to be going to Hammersmith Council on Friday at 12 noon, King Street, Hammersmith. Come there. Yes, yes, please. Because James is right. Talking to the empty buildings is not going to get far. We've got to relate to the public, tell them the truth, and go directly to the town halls where they're going to implement this tyranny. Okay, thank you, thank you, thank you. Right, and the second thing I want to talk about is the tricks they get up to. You know, of course, they make up a story all the time. It's so convenient, isn't it? As I say on our leaflet, and I say, first of all, if you haven't got these leaflets, take them. And we'll do some more with more info. And we'll have some more at Hammersmith. But come there and fight. But they'll try a new story all the time. We know about the boat story. It's unbelievably insane. But they'll carry on. But the thing I think we have to be really worried about is them trying to sell it to us under the guise of Digi with rights. People that talk about Digi with rights, it sounds so nice, doesn't it? It's all right. It means you'll have a prison and you'll have rights in the prison. We say no to the Digi prison. And there's no compromise on this. We do not want even to talk about Digi with rights. We say no to DigiID. Stop DigiID, period. That's a good American phrase, isn't it? Period. Okay. So, what are we going to do to win? Well, as I said, the first thing is was a campaign of explanation, really. Leaflets explain to people it's the end of freedom. They tell their MPs it's the end of freedom. A lot of MPs don't care a damn. We've got to be as practical wherever we can. It means you've got to resist, defy, and do not comply. And that might mean going to get arrested. Fine. I've been arrested 20 times since the start of all this stuff. Keep it up, people say. Yes. But practically, quick round of applause for me there, I like that, thank you. Practically, we've got to keep cash. Think about it. Think about it. Because once they get rid of cash, we are done. They want to have everything in digital cash. So we've got to go into shops where they're not keeping cash, demand they keep cash, and if they don't take it, take away the goods and put the cash on the counter and go. And when I did that, it got 6 million hits on the internet. So you could get famous on the internet doing that. Try that. Try that. But look, let's be serious. Cash is the bottom line. So we can do that practically. There's other things they do, like, as we said when they were preventing us from driving, in the ultra-low emission zone, drive at will, do not pay, and take down the cameras. All these cameras going up in Amazon and everywhere are to impose tyranny on us. So those who say take down the cameras, I say good on you. Yes, big up the Braidliners, perfectly. Now I could maybe be arrested for saying this, I do not know. And I might get arrested for going on another demo like this again, because that's what they say. But we're going to have to go on these demos and face being arrested. Okay. So a round of applause for you being arrested. Okay. Right. So, yes. Yeah. The all-day breakfast is, well, they're not nice. None of them are nice. Okay, well, I think I better stop there. But let's say, look, we've got to be practical. We're going to have to take risks, and we're going to have to stand up for freedom. The choice is world tyranny or accountable democracy. And what you call the left and what you call the right are united on this. But I say, get away from those definitions. It's democracy versus tyranny, and we're going to win with the slogan, resist, defy, do not comply. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And go to Telegram, stop DigiID United. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Come on, give him another round of applause. Right, so demo's going well at the moment. We have got, we've got Reese and Kate who are going to give a speech, and then we've got Miss Kent who have just found out is here, who's going to be singing a song. So, yeah, let's bring on Reese and Kate. Everyone give them a round of applause, please. Come on, a round of applause.
Well, I don't know how you follow on from all of those great speakers, but here goes. Thank you to everyone for being here today. My name's Reese, and this is my powerhouse wife, Kate. It's an honour and a privilege to be speaking to all of you here today. Unfortunately, the circumstances in which we've been called here for are dark and bleak, to say the least. But we've all come here in the hopes of delivering a message of salvation for our nation and our people. For many years, strong conservative Christian leaders have been speaking of a time that would come in our nation. A time of terror and a time of where nations' leaders would usher in a new system. A system that would seek to digitalise citizens' identities. A system that would collectively centralise your identification, your passport, your bank, your taxes, the list goes on. But the system we see before us is now not that of a humanitarian benefit, it's a weapon disguised as digital ID. And how do they disguise it as? A solution for illegal immigration. A biblical prophecy from the book of Revelation, one that masquerades societal control as an anti-God society under a cloak of lies. We do not need a satanic form of control to fix the issues we see in our nation. We do not need a digitalised identification to stop illegal immigration. We do not need a godless, corrupt and evil government dictating to us how we fix the issues at hand. The answer has always been the same from the beginning: stop the boats. You might wonder what digital ID has to do with Christianity or God. You need only read a Bible to see just how much biblical prophecy is being lived out in real time. The Bible talks about enemy invasions of nations as a judgment to a nation that turned its back on God. The Bible talks about a mark of the beast, a 666 system that controls freedom of purchase, freedom to buy and sell. But be under no illusion. A nation that turns its back on God is a nation that leaves open a power vacuum. A vacuum that will be filled with evil forces that seek to remove every single one of your basic human rights. You will have seen out of nowhere a dramatic resurgence of Christianity at the Unite the Kingdom rally a few weeks ago. This is an act of God. You saw muscular Christians breaking strongholds, declaring the name of Jesus and calling this nation to return to Him. It is the only thing that will save this nation, transform our leaders and heal this land. What does Christianity say about all of this? Many believe that Christians are supposed to nut up and shut up and do as they are told. But the Bible says to pay what is owed in taxes to Caesar. Give to Caesar what is Caesar's and give to God what is God's. The Bible does not say, however, to blindly follow and sit idly by while its nation's government not only erodes but destroys the very foundations of its civil liberties. This is not a biblical and holy government under God. This is an evil, deceitful government. Christians are not called to tolerate evil. We're called to not called to make peace with it, but to cast out evil and hold aloft our God. Tolerance is not a Christian virtue, and the only way we fix this mess is by reinstalling strong, muscular Christianity back into the heart of this government. God has blessed us with one man rightfully fit for the job, my brother in Christ, Nick Tenconi over there. Together we can all restore our great land back to reason, back to common sense and back to purity, but that only happens one way, and that is under God. You did not vote for digital ID. It is not in Labour's manifesto. We did not vote for any of this madness that we see unfolding before us. We are called here today to revolt, to not comply with this evil and radical communist agenda. But I'd like to end on this verse, 1 Timothy 5-8. But if any provide not for his own, and specially for those of his own house, he hath denied the faith and is worse than an infidel. Thank you.
Today, we aim to leave you with a message of hope, unity and strength. That no matter what the enemy throws at us, we have everything we need in order to defeat them. Call me crazy, I'm almost glad that they have done this. Digital ID, COVID, BLM, woke ideology, because it woke us up. More lions are waking up every day. They are creating a Christian army and they have no idea what they have started. Many of you will have no idea. You'll think I'm nuts, but it's true. Everything that you and I stand for comes from this book. The truth we all grew up with, the foundations that built this nation. Charlie Kirk, a Christian conservative man, lived his life according to this book, and he left us a blueprint, a guide to combating the enemy. Jesus Christ left us the ultimate guide to life. We have the cheat codes. But if you can't quite relate to Jesus, take a moment to look at Charlie. Realise that his calm, respectful, honest and humble nature pierced their lives so effectively that they couldn't let him live. There is so much power in the truth. In a dark room, all you need to do is turn on the light and the darkness is gone. Light conquers dark. Good conquers evil every time. We hope to encourage purpose in all of you, to recognise that each and every one of us have an important role to play in saving this nation and protecting our towns and cities. There is more to you and your life than our government would ever want you to believe. God has a purpose for your life. You are not an accident. As WWCD, we aim to identify the next step and encourage you to take it. When we go home, the government won't have abolished their plans for digital ID. We know that. We also know that they may try to implement lockdowns at any time. We must prepare locally in our communities. Feeding the hungry, helping the poor, all come from Christianity. Schools, hospitals, charities, even some football teams come about because of Christianity. The Bible inspires care, support, and strength in the community. What we consume, what we watch on TV, what we read, alters our minds and our actions. Cancel Netflix. Cancel your OnlyFans subscriptions. If you're still paying your TV license, get rid. Get yourself a Bible. Reading this Bible will change you. Wonderfully and inexplicably, it will change you. Reading this Bible will save your life. Amen. Oh, I've got a tooth. Get your children a Bible. Wonderful, wholesome stories that encourage charity, kindness and honesty, as well as masculinity in males and femininity in women, and sexual morality. Get your children to church. The only place now teaching the truth is a God-fearing, scripture-led church. A top tip when choosing a church: if you see a rainbow flag, run. Homeschool your kids. Release yourself and release your children from the chains of worldly distractions. Everything has been designed to capture you, distract you, desensitize and numb you. The solution to all that we have been fighting is in these pages. Stand firm in truth and with strength and faith in God, and the walls that our treacherous government hide behind will come down. With God, for God, and in His strength, not ours. Ephesians 6:10-18. The armour of God. Finally, be strong in the Lord and in His mighty power. Put on the full armour of God so that you can take your stand against the devil's schemes. For our struggle is not against flesh and blood, but against the rulers, against the authorities, against the power of this dark world, and against the spiritual forces of evil in the heavenly realms. Therefore put on the armour of God so that when the day of evil comes, you may be able to stand your ground. And after you have done everything, to stand. Stand firm then with the belt of truth buckled around your waist, with the breastplate of righteousness in place, and with your feet fitted with the readiness that comes from the gospel of peace. And with your, in addition to this, take up the shield of faith, which you can extinguish all the flaming arrows of the evil one. Take the helmet of salvation and the sword of the Spirit, which is the word of God. And pray in the Spirit on all occasions, with all kinds of prayers and requests. With this in mind, be alert and always keep on praying for all the Lord's people. Christ is King. Thank you.
Can we end on the Lord's Prayer? We all do the Lord's Prayer together. Does everyone know it? Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name.
Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven.
Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory, forever and ever. Amen. So thank you so much for that, guys. Now, we've been here for over an hour now, so can I ask for Miss Kent, if she's here, to come up on the stage. While she's coming up to the stage, I've got to ask something of each and every one of you. And that's that we cannot do this alone. We can only do this if we fight together. This is a great start. And I expect there'll be a lot more on the 11th and the 18th, and this movement will continue to grow. But as we go across the country, as these protests pop up, please show them some support. We don't ask for donations, we fund this ourselves. All that we ask is that you share what is going on, you attend these demonstrations, you tell your friends about digital ID, and you help us fight against it. We cannot win without you. Let's show the government that the people are still in control and not the other way around. Now, Miss Kent, join me.
We've got a backing track, yeah? Let's get our leads up.
Come on, give a round of applause, everyone.
Sorry. Hello.
we have actually. Everyone give a round of applause for Miss Kent. Now, funny enough, so as many of you may know, myself and Monty Toms from Together have been arrested and charged with hurty words. Those hurty words. So I'm going to end this demonstration on a song from a good friend of mine, a member of Students Against Tyranny, Nika, who has written a song about free speech, and then we can all go to the pub and have a few pints. So, yeah, I'm desperate for one as well. Right.
Use yours, we'll link it up now.
Have you all had a good demo anyway? Yeah, we have. Listen, like a lot of people have told me that disheartened with the numbers, don't be. You've all done absolutely fantastic for our first demonstration on a Monday bloody night. So give it all up. Well done, everyone.
Well, we're getting that ready. Some of you may have heard this in Braintree or Colchester, or maybe on a live stream, I don't know. If I'm annoying, I'm sorry. If you like it, you're welcome. So we don't have walks.
It's on Spotify.
Oh, the satisfaction of singing at this building. It's great. Even if no one's in there. I know people are tired, we're all wanting to go home, we're wanting to go to the pub. There is a part of the Magna Carta stating every man and woman is basic rights. There is a part of the Magna Carta stating every man and woman has basic rights to stand and fight. These basic freedoms cannot be granted, are taken away. They're here to stay. We'll go on then. The right to travel, work and protest, education and better rights. Just do no harm. So go and your mind and free speech for all mankind. And stop looking up no migrants with wicked dirty words. Don't you want the real life to death and rape and violence? Expect us to say silence. All my life has been struck. That 1984 was bad, but dude, have you seen 2025? Here are our lives. With every passing day, our sovereignty is tackled more than ever before. So go and speak your mind and free speech for all mankind. And stop looking up on our friends for speaking hurting words. Why don't you look for real crimes and theft and rape and violence? Expect us to stay silent. So long I don't concern. Now it's satisfying to see the way that things are going. The liberties they try to take upon us if we don't go along with what they say and issue shitty fines. There's so much to endure and we're in decline. Monitoring where we go with cameras on the streets, ensuring they already have the data tied in. Oh, but we are fools to think it will come here. Every day there's more and more informing in the foods whenever close to being requested. You can only say a vote. Mom's trying to feed your kids and keep them safe from harm. So
and that is the entertainment part of the protest. Can you tell that I'm really tired, like really sick and tired of being oppressed? That I'm getting the words wrong. Because this shit is getting to me. And I just want to be left alone, to be happy, to live a free life and stop being told what to do. Whatever. Anyway.
Come on, that's pathetic. Round of applause. Listen, I want to thank each and every single one of you for being here today. You can look a kid in the eyes and say, I fucking tried. I was here at the beginning of this revolution. Give yourself a round of applause, and I'll see you in the next one.
Anyway, guys, you don't know. I finished about that.
Is he still live? Oh, his hand is out. Yeah. It's the end of the stream, so I'll end.
Can I remind everyone, if you've got a sign, please leave it up here. We need them for the next demonstration. Thank you guys, thank everyone. We will have some that we can give out next time, but unfortunately we've got to keep these for the time being. So thank you. Cheers. You can keep the megaphones though, they're for you to take home. The signs we do need back, unfortunately, so thank everyone for being here.
Tell everyone. It's okay,
Should I do another one with Piers?
Let everyone know who you are.
I'm Piers Corbyn.
And who's got your brother?
And Jeremy used to be my brother, now I'm his.
Should I do another one for Piers? Maybe?
Yes, I'll
Yeah,
leave
I'll do another one.
Health and Freedom.
I will take one of them.
And
then I can get a picture
it's
of that.
about Stop DigiID. And come on the Telegram group, Stop DigiID United.
Yep.
Because this issue unites everybody. And I don't agree with the left-right political spectrum anyway. I don't use those words. It's globalist tyranny versus accountable freedom. And we stand for freedom. And we've got to do a lot of actions to get the message across. And we've got to physically resist by insisting on cash anywhere we go. If you go to a place who won't take cash, you demand they take cash, take the goods, put the cash on the table. We've got to keep cash. If they get rid of cash, they get rid of our freedoms.
Yep.
So join the Telegram
Cash is
group,
king.
Stop DigiID United.
Thank you very much, Piers. Much appreciated.
Piers, can we do a final interview about why you're standing against digital IDs? Because earlier there was music in the background, so...
Oh, is this again for both of you?
Go on.
Yeah, for both of us, but why you're against digital IDs?
Digital ID is the end of freedom. It's a world plan from the World Economic Forum. They're doing it country by country, and it's linked directly with facial recognition cameras all over the place, already been installed in Hammersmith and Fulham, for example. And we're going to demonstrate there on Friday at 12 noon, King Street Council offices. But yes, it's all about control. This is what the New World Tyranny is about, and this is their main tool. I believe with action we can win, but people are going to have to take risks. They're going to have to, as I say, argue about keeping cash. They're going to have to be prepared to be arrested on instances. But we can't all be arrested. I've been arrested 20 times.
I was arrested the other night.
There you are.
In a migrant coach around London.
Well, there you are. There you are. I mean, there's more of us than them.
Yeah.
There's only 100,000 police. So we're going to have to take this up and up to the highest level we need until Starmer backtracks. It's his poll tax, really. But if he doesn't backtrack, we'll have resistance on the ground.
Yep.
That is the way. Resist, defy, do not comply. Thank you.
I have a question here for you as well, because there was music earlier. So do you think digital IDs could potentially lead to a Chinese-style social credit system.
That is what it is about. The Chinese-style social credit system is what it is about. It doesn't have to be Chinese. It's called that because they seem to have pioneered it. But it's what the World Economic Forum want. Different forms, but it's the same thing in the end. A world tyranny, everyone identified and controlled.
Piers, thank you very much once again. Very good to see you. Just a final thing. So when you doing the protest again, or the?
Well, I'll give you the list of protests happening. Next one is Friday, 12 noon, Hammersmith, King Street, outside the council offices. And then there's another one the following Wednesday in Maida Hill, West 9. Details on our websites and so on, but it's the junction of Harrow Road and Elgin Avenue, 12 noon on Wednesday the 15th. And then the 18th is a big one, national one, 12 noon, central London.
Thank you very much once again. Cheers.
Thank you, Piers.
I'll end now.
Here it is. Check out our social media.
Right. I'm just ending. Just ending, and then we can go get a drink. Cool. Yeah.
This week, I need to try and do next place.
Hi.
I was just looking at the helmet. Where's your bike?
It's left somewhere else.
Oh, did you get all that on your bike? And
everything. Anyways, thank you. We're going to be ending the live broadcast now. Thank you very much for tuning in. My name is Louis Errington. I'm an independent journalist and I cover a broad variety of protests and events across central London. So if you're new to the channel, be sure to subscribe and hit the bell notification button so you stay notified whenever I go live or upload a new video. We'll be live and direct throughout the week and also on the weekend as well, because this Saturday is the big Palestine protest and also there'll be a Israel counter protest as well. So we got 2 in 1 on that Saturday, on this Saturday coming up. So thank you for tuning in once again. Signing off now, and we'll see you all on the next live broadcast. Take care everyone, goodbye and have a lovely evening.